Hi there, it's Janine with Quest for You. And my hope is that this podcast reaches you, wherever you are in this world. And no matter who you are and how old you are, even if you're still in school, the things that we talk about here can be useful for anyone. I really find it amazing that this world is so connected. Our voice can reach out to anyone and everywhere. And if my voice reaches you in a place far away from the United States, then I would love to share your name, maybe your age and your city and country on the next podcast. So, can you let your voice reach me? It would be great. So if you look back at your life so far, the life that you lived, whether it's 40 years that you've already lived or only 15, how often in your life have you waited? Waited for someone to have time for you, to pick you up, for someone to finish something so you can start, or waiting for something to happen, an event, a day. I have waited a lot in my life. Especially when growing up, I felt that so much of what filled my life depended on other people and circumstances. As a kid, I waited for birthdays and holidays. I waited for my favorite TV show to start, and I always waited for Saturdays, and I waited for summers to arrive. When I started going out, as I got older, my friends who had cars would pick me up. I waited for them, sitting by the window. I waited on letters to arrive. In former East Germany, the mail took weeks, sometimes months, especially when it came from another country. In my entire youth, I waited anxiously to be grown up so I could finally do what I want. And when I became a grown-up, waiting changed. Now I waited on official documents, on offices to call me back, on certifications to be issued. I waited on paychecks, for holidays to arrive when I would get cash. And I still waited for the weekend to arrive. Every week. And as I became older, my waiting is less focused on the short term and more on the long term. As my goals are less immediate, my urgency has decreased. I think the older we get, the less there is to wait for, because we have less time ahead of us. So let's be honest, there's less excitement ahead in those later years, and I think hope takes the place of waiting. So I'm sure some of my examples resonate with you, but I'm curious, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for some attention from your friends in school? Or that your teacher, your professor, or your boss gives you some slack, maybe is a little friendlier to you, starts acknowledging your work? Or are you waiting for a better time, when you can get away from your current situation, whatever it may be? Are you waiting for someone to love you? Are you waiting for money, a job, a new opportunity, the house, the car, the designer purse, the new movie to come out? Or are you waiting for your health to improve, test results, a surgery to take place? Are you waiting for important people in your life to change, to treat you better, or just overall to behave differently? I could go on and on, there's so many things to wait for. And we all are waiting for something all the time. So what happens to you when you wait for someone or something? You're probably in a more alert state of mind, because your energy is focused on the object of your waiting. You might be distracted, because you're almost exclusively focused on only one thing, and you're doing all your other stuff just half-heartedly, or maybe not at all. Your thoughts are with waiting, your mind, even your body. Your feelings and your mood are affected. So we mark important dates on our calendars, and sometimes we celebrate the arrival of the event that we waited for, the graduation, the marriage, the anniversary. But more often we simply replace one waiting with another once it's over. We check it off the list and we move on. After all, there's always something to wait for anyway, right? And yes, there might be a momentary feeling of joy when we finally get the good news or the thing we wanted. But hardly ever does the joy and happiness last as long as the waiting lasted. I'm saying that waiting is a waste of precious time. The things that you have to wait for them. You don't have a choice, right? But move on with life. Don't let your life be taken over by waiting for this one big thing, even if your life itself depends on that one major thing. You still have your life right now to live. You have today. I think we mostly forget about today. It's sad, but I think that's the way it is. Don't we say a lot of these things, like, today is just another day, or I just need to get today over with, I can't wait for this day to end. We ignore today. I say stop waiting and stop wasting time. Today is not just any day. It's one day less of your life. If you're dismissing today, then aren't you also dismissing tomorrow and the whole week? Maybe even a whole month, maybe years? If today is not important, then when is? Do you know for sure you will have tomorrow? I don't. Can you guarantee that you will wake up tomorrow? Are you certain you will have the opportunity to do everything you really want to do, or at least some of it? So start acknowledging today. Give importance to this day today. And this is also why I created Quest for You, because I think every day is crucial. And Quest for You is here as a reminder to help you see that you can make every day count. So stop waiting and make things happen today. How? By taking small steps into the direction that you want to go. This is what we always talk about, right? And I'm here to help you. Again, that's my mission with this podcast. That's the essence. This is why I want to do this. To get you moving forward, to help you see, feel, and move. And yes, there is a quote, but I really like this quote. I like all my quotes, but this one is really good. And it's, of course, by one of my favorite writers that I've mentioned before, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He's just a really wise man. It goes like this. If I knew that today would be the last time I'd see you, I would hug you tight and pray the Lord be the keeper of your soul. If I knew that this would be the last time you passed through the store, I'd embrace you, kiss you, and call you back for more. If I knew that this would be the last time I would hear your voice, I would take hold of each word to be able to hear it over and over again. If I knew that this is the last time I see you, I'd tell you I love you, and would not just assume foolishly you know it already. Sends goosebumps down my spine. So, go get up and do something with today that gives you joy, that brings you closer to your dream, and that makes another person smile. Live your life today and every single day with all your heart and with all your will and all your mental and your physical energy. Remember, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tell me right now, what are you going to do with today? Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.